Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I wanted to do it early for most people that don't get to be here when I normally stream, so we're like 4 hours earlier. So, yeah. Welcome, I'm glad. It literally took one person saying, "Can you do it earlier?" and then I did it earlier. So you know, I'm a giver. That's who I am. That's what I do. And no one will ever take the place. The number one Larry main. Oh, the monster ball. Okay, we need to talk about the first, the orange episode first, the Trump Rusical, and then we'll get into the monster ball. I have a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts. Also, let me check real quick. The Drag Race Wiki is still not. It took them 8,000 years to post fashion photo review on YouTube. So I was stressing, but I figured out where to see the looks that I need to see. Because I wanted to see them by each girl instead of, you know, by category. So my mic is scuffed? In what way? Or is it my voice? Is my voice just that terrible? Because my mic is the same way it's always been. You're static? Okay, we need to fix that first. I'm not about that. Okay, let's close every program that's open. Steam, we don't need you. Epic Game Store, why do I own you? Oh, because you give out free games every month, that's why. It's lagging out. It tends to do that at the beginning. But we'll see. We'll see if it continues to be like that. It does that on Twitch too sometimes. Usually I just let it there. It stopped? Okay. Okay, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Oh, maybe it did it because I refreshed this page. It does it when I refresh pages, like Wikipedia pages, because it just don't like it. It just don't like it. I saw some Dragula Girls tweets about the ball looks. They were perplexed. It's clearly. I need to close that for sure. That's gonna annoy me. Have I been playing Mortal Kombat? No. I'm not a big fighting game person. I play Smash, but that's barely a fighting game in my opinion. It's a platform brawler. But yeah, I don't play fighting games because I just can't memorize button combinations. That's not the T. Okay, I should move this over here. There we go. Okay, so we should talk about episode 4. What was episode 4? I think it was just called Trump the Rusical. What was... Okay, I want to talk about the mini challenge. The mini challenge was funny as fuck. And I enjoyed that. I like how... I don't know. Does it seem this season they're like taking past challenges and just like reusing them for mini challenges? Like the season 1 Oprah challenge. They had this one teleprompter segment. And now this is a mini challenge. I thought that was funny. And I thought it was like done in a really funny way. Also, none of these girls could read. And it was shocking. But also, a lot of people just don't understand. Teleprompters are hard to read off of. I have a hard time reading in general. Just reading what you guys say. Y'all know it. I've been here. I just don't know what's happening. And yeah, I just found that funny. My favorite part was definitely Colonial. That was the funniest part for every queen. But especially Silky. Because she was like, she read it and she knew she was wrong. She was like, yeah, you got me fucked up. And then she just screamed KFC and I was like, I died. That was it. That was the funniest moment. By far the funniest thing, I think, in the episode. But I think, what else kept happening in that episode? I think that episode was where they really made a big deal of Vanjie and what's her name, Brooklyn, being together, and I have no opinion on that. Again, I already said it what I said last time. They're gonna make them lip sync against each other. I don't know why they're being so public about it. They need to keep it behind the wraps, because you know what the producers are gonna do. They're gonna make them lip sync. That's what they do. It's a storyline. It's gonna happen. I said it. It's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. Something about it is gonna happen, or they're gonna be like on the team and then they're gonna fuck each other up. It's just that's just what it's. They wouldn't be showcasing it unless there's something important with it. But yeah. So that's gonna happen. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about each girl's look and their performance together, because otherwise I don't think I'll be able to keep up. Only finding 4 lip sync, maybe 4. I mean, those two are doing pretty well in the competition. So yeah, but I'm gonna showcase the looks. So this was Orange Alert, which I thought was a weird. I always find it weird that colors. It makes sense for this one, but it's also weird that considering that's what they were doing. That a lot of season 10 queens revealed that this was a prompt for last season's runway, which makes no sense to me. I always find pure color prompts just weird. But yeah, we're gonna start with A'keria. A'keria killed it in this look. This picture is wrong. Why she thought to pose like this, I will never know. But on the runway, it looked everything. That was correct. And who did she play? She played Stormy Daniels in the thing, and it was fine. I mean, the Rusical in general. Okay, I was really not feeling the idea of the Rusical when it was announced. But once it happened, I was like, oh, you know, they didn't do that bad. I thought they were going to go for, like, really worse jokes. I saw some people were like, oh, all they did was make fun of these women's appearances. Like, they really kind of didn't do that. Like, if they wanted to do that, they could have went, like, further in. And honestly, at this point, like, some of these people were some of the worst people in the country. So why not? Like, that's the least of the worries. So, yeah. It does allow them to be creative, but also some people aren't that creative, so, you know, they're not gonna do that much. But A'keria did well. And Stormy Daniels, that's a role to me that wasn't going to stand out. And it wasn't going to win. But it was a fine role. And she had like 2 lines, to be fair. But yeah, I think this look is killer. That's what I meant to say. See, you can't read. Even thoughts in my own head, I can't read. Also, just, again, to the teleprompter thing, no one reads out loud anymore. No one reads out loud. It's like, that's hard. Okay, we're moving on to Ariel. Isn't it funny how this look has more fringe than her fringe look had? I think it's an okay look. It's an okay look when you don't compare it to the other queens, but once you compare it to the other queens, it's not that great. It's one of the lower tier here. And again, it is the exact same thing. I read something recently where someone was upset with people complaining about Ariel giving the same look over and over again. It's like, oh, it's like, how can you guys say that? It's a brand. And it's like, well, it's because we're not that excited by it. It's because it's not that good. If she would do something interesting, then we will be more okay with it. It's just we're not interested in what she's giving right now. Also, this also had a reveal that was not a reveal, or rather, it was a reveal, but there was no reason for the reveal. So but again, it's fine on its own, but compared to the other queens, and even compared to specifically like a couple other queens, it's really not that great. Brooklyn, Brooklyn looks damn good here. This is a really good look. I'm always a fan of this plasticky. This picture also doesn't do it justice because that had really good flow to it, the jacket, but I'm good at that plasticky material. I think it's good. But yeah, I like this look. I think it's a really good look. Oh, I didn't talk about Ariel's performance. Ariel's performance. She played the Sandy character. That's interesting because she doesn't really get a character to really play off of. It's a lot like All Stars 2, the... what was that one? The whatever the movie challenge was, Roxy didn't have a character to play off of like all the other queens did, and then she did the worst. Ariel actually did fine. She actually did pretty well, actually, but she didn't have a character to play off. She was just playing Sandy from Grease, which wasn't much. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's I don't like Grease. I never like Grease. I like the songs. I don't like Grease as a entity. I just don't think it's that great. But y'all can go off on it. Why so early? So because some people can't get here when it's that late, so we have to be early. Otherwise, you know, it's a problem. But back to Brooklyn. Who did Brooklyn play? Brooklyn played Ivanka. No, Ivana. Brooklyn played Ivana, and yeah, she did well. Again, that was not a standout part to me, even though she did it really well. It just wasn't the one that like I remembered the most, especially considering she was part of a pair, and I remember the person she was paired up with more than I remember her herself. So I think that in and of itself was kind of an issue. So let's move on to Mercedes. I actually really like this look, but she had this skirt covering her, a sarong, and she took it off and then she was just waving it about. And I was like, a lot of Mercedes' problem is her presence on the runway. She kind of has none. She could sell an outfit. If she could sell an outfit, she would be doing much better than she was. But she was just waving the scarf around, and it didn't look good. It didn't work. But I actually like this look. I think this look is cute, but it just doesn't work. And in the Rusical, she plays Ivanka. And I actually, like, in my first viewing, I actually thought she did good. Second viewing, she missed a lot of lines. She missed a lot of lines. She missed her cues to go in. She like, oh, it was like, but I'm so surprised with the editing. They didn't make it that obvious that she was fucking up. I think that they did really good in the way of like, oh, everyone did pretty well. It's hard to understand who did what that, but yeah. Mercedes, she definitely flubbed a lot and definitely deserved to be in the bottom. Nina West. Okay, so this goes back, and today, especially in the Monster Ball, I'm going to talk about references a lot, and I'm going to give some credit to some references and some negativity to references. Just because it's a reference doesn't make it good. It could elevate a look, but it doesn't automatically make it good. This is that. It's obviously a reference, but it's not that well. It doesn't look that good. It doesn't really convey it being that good. It's I'm not here for this look. I like the idea of it. I think it's just not that well executed. But I will say her Sarah Huckabee Sanders. That was, to me, that was one of the standouts. That was one of the funniest moments. It's just, I guess, because she is, to me, the epitome of that that group of people. That is like, of course, I see her the most. She's the speaker, so of course you see her say everything. So you have an idea of who she is, and she portrayed it so well. It was so good, and it was probably my favorite performance. Nina, and Nina's a really, really good performer. So yeah, I think that was so obvious. Yeah, I don't think Nina. I liked her fringe, and I do like a lot of her Monster Ball looks. We will be talking about that, but her fringe wasn't that great. But I liked it in concept, and I don't like this one. But her performances, though, that's where it's at. Plastique. Okay, I want to talk about her performance first. She was Melania. I loved her Melania. Like, her facial expressions were perfect. And her lip syncing was really good, too. I thought she did really well, Melania. I remember her Melania more than I remember Brooklyn's Ivana. This is a gorgeous look. It looks really good. I'm glad she's not wearing those fucking stone gloves. I'm so tired of them. People always say, oh, she's wearing them for the nails. It's like, those don't even have nails on them. The ones that she wears don't even have nails on them. I think she wears them like 3 times in the Monster Ball, if I remember correctly. Yes, Valentina did wear this. She just added wings to it, and honestly, the wings work. But one thing I want to say with that is, I'm tired of moth erasure. I want people to know that moths exist and how beautiful they are. Moths are everything. She looks like Volcarona, the Pokemon. It's everything. I don't want people to say butterfly, especially if your wings are furry. I want you to say it's a moth because that's what moths are. Get into that. But she looks gorgeous. I mean, she always looks pretty. Like, it's like so many people hate her because she's so fucking pretty. Like, that's it. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. She did great. She looks great. Raja. I'm going to talk about her performance. She was Omarosa. Now, this is how you know she did a bad job. Because I was like, oh, they introduced Omarosa halfway through the musical. And then it has her thing about her being fired. I rewatched it. She actually starts off the musical and introduces the other characters. So, yeah, that's how you know that she did bad, when she's really forgettable, that you don't remember that she was there for the entirety of the musical and you only remember her halfway through. And then, of course, she didn't play Omarosa. I don't really see Omarosa being, like, really subdued in the way she was doing. But yeah, this look, though, this look is everything. I love this. Like, one thing I don't like this look, I don't like the back. There's a heart on the butt, and I don't like that heart. That's the only part I don't like, is the heart. That's the only part. Otherwise, this look is everything. This look is so good. I enjoy this look a lot. Scarlet. Oh, this picture. Why does she look good in here? She looks terrible on the runway. She looks good in this picture. What the fuck? She looked terrible on runway. In motion, it's bad. It's bad. There's a lot of problems. And then she was saying, oh, I made it myself. It was like, you should not have admitted that. You should have blamed everybody and anybody else. But yeah, this was not good. Who was... Who was she? Oh, she was Betsy DeVos. That's who she was. She comes in at the beginning and then she goes at the end. She was cute and funny. I found her... It's really hard to do laughing in a lip sync laugh. And that's like basically all she did. So she kind of... It was a little messy there, that lip sync laughing. But that's hard. That's really hard to do. But also, that was the only thing she had to do. Why is a nude illusion? I literally know nude illusion is anyone's color. I'm like, I say this every week. It's just no one has a right nude illusion. I just stopped looking at it as a nude illusion and just go, they're wearing, a beige bodysuit. I don't look at it as nude illusion anymore. I don't even try. Sugar cane. This look. I mean, it was the obvious thing. Someone had to do it, and she brought it, even not even knowing it was going to be Trump related. So yeah. But who did she play? She played Hillary. It was okay. I don't think it was standout by any moment. Also, I just don't think that trio was a standout. I think they could only be safe. That's just kind of like, once you're like put in that kind of a group, it's hard to be noticed that much. Yeah, it just wasn't a standout, in my opinion. She did it as good as it would be. Also, I just don't remember anything that the Hillary character had to say. There really wasn't much. Silky, I think this look is gorgeous. I think a lot of people are just a little bored by it, but I just think it's really pretty, so I don't really have that much of a problem with it. People are just bored. There's just nothing to say, but yeah, it's pretty. But her Oprah, that was good. That was funny. She looked like her. She embodied her. It was pretty good. Did she deserve to win? I don't know about that. In my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think she deserved to win. But she did do really, really well. But yeah. And I think, okay, Vanjie. This is a gorgeous look. I love it. I think this is the worst execution of that body glitter, though. This body glitter, it ain't right. But the look itself is better. This is the better version of what, I'm forgetting the names. Ariel. The better version of what Ariel should have worn. This is good. Her... Who was she? Exactly. That's the entire point. No one remembers who she was. She could have been anybody because it was just not embodying any character. She was Rosie O'Donnell. Which I felt was like a weird character. Like, I understand the feud between them, but I felt like that was an out of place character to begin with in the challenge. But it just... She could have been anyone, and that was the problem. So yeah, it's just whatever. But like, she danced well, and I think she lip synced well, but she wasn't a memorable character. And then lastly, I mean, if this ain't pandering, I don't know what is. I mean, how could I not love Evie right now? She is a... Literally, I say it, my drag name would be Dreamsicle Cream Puff. She's literally wearing the Dreamsicle colors, which are orange and white. And she's a fucking clown. Literally a queen after my own heart. That's all I needed. That's all I ever wanted. So I love this look. I think it's really cool. See, this is the thing. I had a point and I just lost it. Oh, right now there's a big conversation about queens and the fact that they need to bring stuff and have people make stuff for them, and how I think someone like Monet Exchange is like, why are we dissing bodysuits and, you know, cat suits and stuff like this that are like drag queen staples that we wear during performances? But what am I trying to say? But on the runway we don't like them. And it's like, well, it's because it's not that interesting and we've seen it a million times. You don't need to bring something expensive to like make people excited. Like this, it's not that well made. It ain't that well made, and it looks a little rough, but people are excited about it because it looks cool. It looks interesting. It doesn't need to be the most exquisite thing in the world. It just needs to look cool and makes it like looks inviting, and I like it. Okay, so yeah, and she was. Who did she play? Oh, I'm forgetting Homegirl's name. What's her name? I remembered everyone's name, but I forgot. I just want to say Betsy DeVos, and that's not correct. Kellyanne Conway. She was Kellyanne Conway. And her Kellyanne Conway was, to me, the best. I think Nina... No, actually, I think Nina was the best. But her Kellyanne Conway was, I think, the most overall memorable moment because she was so funny, and I only think Nina's the best because her facial expressions were just right on. But Evie on the floor when she spread her legs, it was so good and so funny, and I was so like, I just really didn't expect this from Evie. I just didn't expect Evie to perform that well in a musical. I don't know what kind of who I thought she was, but I just didn't really expect her to do that well. And she killed it, and she did it so well, and I was so happy, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. And I mean, I talk so much shit on Evie, and I'll be talking shit later. Don't worry, I will be talking shit. Don't you even think about it, because I will be talking shit. And by talking shit, I mean giving in-depth criticism. But yeah, Evie did really well, and in my opinion, Evie should have won this challenge over Silky. I think Evie did the best overall, runway and performance-wise. Bottom two was Raja and Mercedes, and the lip sync song. I always get excited about lip sync songs that are like male focused because I always just think it's a funny thing to have drag queens lip sync to male vocal songs. But James Brown, I was not expecting. I was not expecting James Brown. I was not expecting that whatsoever. But it was funny. It was good. Well, at least Raja was good. Raja was killing it. It was so good. And that was clearly not in Mercedes' wheelhouse. She was not ready to lip sync to that song. That was not a song for her to slay ass. Because she's clearly a good performer. It's just that was not it. That was not the time. But yeah, I think that was... and we all knew it was Mercedes' time to go. We were ready for it. So it had to be done. Yeah, but I think that's it for that episode. I don't think there was anything else of note. Oh, no. I need to take that back. We need to talk about Joe McHale. We need to talk about Joe McHale, because that was a big, also, point of contention, was Joe McHale. So Joe McHale would scream during the runway. And here's a few things. Well, first off, people assume that he's either on some sort of substance, which I feel like he always is. Like, and also, but the thing is, his character in life has always been a douchebag. Like, always. Like, do you guys remember? I don't think everyone here did. But when he hosted... It wasn't the Game Awards then. It was like the video game something. The VGXs, I think they were called, on like GT or Spike or whatever that channel was. He was a douchebag then to literally every game dev there. And I was like, God, he's a fucking asshole. But like, that's just his character. But also, there's a lot of things. We all know how Drag Race is done. Yeah, we all know how Drag Race is done. They do one with music, one without music, so it can, so you can, hear the puns. I have a feeling that those times without music is very awkward. Because you're just sitting in silence watching this queen walk to when there clearly should be music. So, I think... he was like, to break up the monotony, let me scream like I would do at a drag show. And then once he saw that Michelle was getting annoyed by it, it was over. He was going to continue doing it. That's not me defending him, by the way. That's just me giving some context as to why I think that it happened. Also, it was kind of funny. I'm sorry, it was kind of funny. It was rude, but I found it funny. But I think that's overall, I think all I had to say on this episode. I have no idea what the tattoo is. But yeah, I think, yeah. I'm going to... transition out. And then let me refresh to see if they added the other looks. Add them on. Okay, they added them all. Thank God. I was stressing, y'all. I was stressing out because they did not. They did not have the looks. Look what I was gonna do. Okay, so okay, what I was gonna do is I was on the fashion photo review video, and then I put it on because you know at the beginning of the fashion photo review video they speed through all the looks. So I put it on 1/4 speed, and then I was gonna change it like really quickly, but they added the look, so we can just click here now because it's it. Wait, we're gonna start with Kyria real quick. Okay. Oh, I was stressed out this morning because there was no looks here, but they added them. Thank the Lord. I know. I'm very I'm the MacGyver. I know. I try my best. Okay. So the Monster Ball. So the first, what was the first category? First category was Trampy something or other. I want to talk about how I interpreted the looks and how I'll be doing. My thought process when it came to this, how Rue explained the looks, was the basic idea of a Halloween costume, which is you take something, you make it sexy, you go to a college frat party, the end. That's how I thought of this look. This process. So when it comes to these looks, that's how I'm going to view it. It should be take something kind of inappropriate in my opinion and make it sexy. So this is Akira's dealer look. Breastplate is on. I was mesmerized by it. And I like this look. I think it's a really cool look in general. The problem is this ain't much more than what I feel like blackjack dealers were in Vegas. I'm pretty sure there's a blackjack dealer that looks exactly like this. Like full on. This isn't a costume. This is a uniform. This is someone's uniform. I'm positive on it. So it's just, it ain't doing it. I like it a lot, but it's just, it doesn't take it as far as I think it should go. Cause really, she doesn't have more skin than most. So yeah, I disagree. I think it should have been trashy. I feel like a lot of queens could have went further than what they did. I really feel like it should be, hey, what if the costumes in the plastic bags were made for drag queens? I think that's how it would been. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted sexy sales accountant. I wanted someone to take the most mundane job, or the most like I always think sexy custodian would be the funniest thing. But yeah, Akira's this was her tramp look. Then let's go to her trampy trick-or-treater. That's what it was. Let's look at her witch look. I feel like this doesn't look as good as it did on the runway. I don't know what this picture is. Did she have a headpiece on? I don't remember. I feel like she had a headpiece on. But this doesn't make it look good. I think it's fine. I think the Maleficent thing is a little overplayed, and it's the most obvious thing. And it just was the kind of thing that we saw over and over. And also that bird is tiny. I didn't realize it till they said it on Fashion Photo Review, but that's a tiny ass bird. To the point where I didn't realize it was a bird. I thought that was just a little extra spike on her costume. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's definitely not the most inventive witch there is. So I guess it could have been better. And then her spider. Her Black Widow spider. This was bad. I hate this look. I mean, when this was the first one that came out, I was like, I knew this episode was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad. Because this is it. this is your monster. There's basically nothing monstrous about it. Because those arms... Well, first off, you have 2 arms and 2 legs. You don't need all 8. You only needed 4. You only needed additional 4, especially if you made your your actual arms and legs look like spider legs. It's just, there's nothing to it. It just looks so boring and so basic. And we know what queens can do. We know how they can turn it out, and this is what they give us. This is how I knew this episode was gonna be bad. Is because this was the very first look we saw, and it didn't improve much. I'm sure they really are. Let's move on to the next queen, Ariel. I like this look. I think this is a really good look. This is not the challenge. This is not the challenge. She said it herself. She said it herself. Okay, this is where we're gonna get into references again. She said it herself. She said that she was a Silent Hill nurse. Are you for serial? A Silent Hill nurse. That's what the challenge was. You were supposed to dress as the Silent Hill nurse. Literally wear a little tiny ass skirt. You didn't even need the face cut up. You just needed that, and then maybe just add something to it. It just, how. Also, can I just say, all these queens were supposed to be trampy trick-or-treaters, and no one came out with a pumpkin pail. Just want to say that. But anyways, yeah, Ariel. This is a great look. It's so good. This is by far her best look that she's ever shown. But this is not what this specific challenge is. It just not. She was supposed to go. You need to go for, like I said, the most basic thing. Make it sexy. It's just not the challenge. And then her witch looks, I mean, I think it is a good interpretation of a witch, in my opinion, as the dress, but then there's a lot of added details that just make it worse. Like, the thing is, there's just nothing conveying this witch to be a witch. It just looks like a powerful lady. And yeah, like, I guess that's what witches are supposed to encompass, but there's difference between references and encompassing the signifiers of a witch, and it's just not doing it. And if these queens are not going to perform a witch, then they need to look like it. And we'll see later where some queens go, oh, I don't want to be that Party City witch, and then we see someone do a Party City witch, basically, and it turns out to be fucking good. I think too many of the queens got caught up on the on the sexy part, and I'm like, girls, we live in a post Shape of Water world. Sexy does not mean anything. You could have come out as a regular fish man, and it would have been sexy, and someone would have fucked you. For the record. Like, just make a look. Anyways. Whatever, the MILF look. Also, the fuck they called it a MILF. That was fucking stupid. Is this not gonna load? If it doesn't load, we'll just skip it, because let's just say it's not worth looking at. Oh, it loaded, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a mermaid. Ariel did a mermaid. Who would have thought of it? Oh my god. It's a mermaid. Also, we live in a world where there was a mermaid challenge last fucking season. Last season there was a mermaid challenge, and some of those mermaids were more monstrous than this mermaid. They had tails. All of them had tails. But we had fucking Asia's mermaid, literal fish head, and it was everything. And she comes out like this, and she thinks it's enough, and then she comes out saying, "Oh, if Ariel and Tinkerbell and whatever the fucking shit." It's like, no, What are you doing? And then here's the other problem with her. She's hard-headed as fuck, because I watched the Roscoes. Also, can we talk about the universe fucking with this queen? At the Roscoe's viewing party, right before Ariel watches herself lip sync and fall on stage, a man in the front row gets up and walks, and he falls right in front of her, literally directly in front of Ariel. That was the universe saying, "Get ready, bitch." That was, ooh, I was like, that was foreshadowing. The universe was foreshadowing her. I'm positive that the universe had been putting people falling in front of her for months since this happened. She's just been like a walking vortex of people falling, because I cannot believe it. And that's just the way, that's just the universe saying, hey girl, you need to understand and learn from your mistakes. And she, on stage at Roscoe, said, I wouldn't change a thing. That's why you went home, girl. Because you said you wouldn't change a thing. Are you serious? How hard-headed can you be? Just say, oh, I would have worn something else because it wasn't that great. She was like, nah, it was lovely. It was like, girl. Ugh. Anyways, let's look at some queen that actually knows what she's doing. I'm being vicious, but like, I was so over it right then. Anyways, Brooklyn Heights. This was everything. Her performance. This is a queen that knows how to sell a look on the runway, that's for sure. She didn't even need to sell it. This was cool on its own. It was a mummy. It looked good. Yeah, I mean, what can I say that everyone else said? This looked great. Her witch. I am not someone that has seen Suicide Squad. I mean, I don't watch superhero movies in the first place. And you think if I was going to watch a superhero movie, it would be Suicide Squad? You got me fucked up. Yeah, but I don't know the reference. But it looks cool regardless of the reference. So I don't need the reference to know that this is a good look. It looks good. Also, sells it on the runway. That's something you need to do. Sell it on the runway. Her MILF look. This was nothing. This wasn't anything. She's wearing a black dress. She has a snake. That's it. That's all you need to know. It ain't nothing. It's okay, Cooney. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, Brooklyn, girl. This was not it. They really did. I don't know why they praised it. I don't know why they praised it. There's nothing monstrous. There's nothing monstrous. We'll get to the queen where they said that was monstrous in a bit, but there's nothing monstrous about this look. She's a queen. She's a woman. She has a snake. It could be a literal real snake. Like, there's nothing. I feel like there needs to be some sort of supernatural something like. It just, there's nothing. And she's not like, oh, I'm a Black Widow, I'm the monster of like, no, you're not. Like, I get it, you're a widow. Like, your husbands have died. And more than likely you killed them. That don't mean shit. That don't mean you're a monster. Like, take the challenge literally. Put on, I don't know, it could have been anything else. Even her original idea was wrong. Yeah. I did not like this look, and I think this look ruined her. Oops. I went too far ahead. Okay, Nina West. This is a good look. I love this look. This look is good. It's Audrey 2, Little Shop of Horrors. This is what I wanted. Well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but I think it's really cute. It's really campy. And this is fun. It's fun. Overall, before anything, it's a really fun look. And that's all I could ask for. So I'm happy to see this one. Okay, the shoes. Let me see the shoes. It's hard to tell the shoes here, but I mean, come on. I mean, when has Nina worn good shoes? Nina West. This look, I like the idea of it, but at the same time I don't like it because it is kind of plain. Like, it's a really cool idea. I just feel like it should have been more cinched. I mean, is cinched the right word? Like, as in burnt? And it's just, it's a weird mix between campy and referential. There's just something off about it with me where I just think it didn't take it quite there. I think she felt like the reference was going to carry her. And I don't think it really did. I just wanted a little extra something. Because as far as I can tell, besides her just like clawing her hands. And thank you so much for the super chat again, Kuni. I really, really love you. It was like she's like, she may as well not have been a witch. She may as well have been someone accused of being a witch and died during the Salem witch trials, which is, by the way, what happened. So, which is also a real event that actual women died, and men too, but mainly women. They targeted women a lot. Yeah, I just don't think it took it there. It should have been more burnt, or even drowned. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different ways they killed the witches. But yeah, moving on to this. I don't like that this picture doesn't show the face, because the face was the right part. This was awesome. I loved this. I thought this was it. I thought it was everything. Problem. She comes out there and she says, "Oh, I'm giving a House of Wax moment." House of Wax. That's what you're trying. That's what you're going for. House of Wax. Out of all the films, and I know for a fact you're not talking about the mid-2000s ones with Paris Hilton. I know for a fact you're not talking about that one. You must be talking about the 50s one with oh fuck, I forgot his name. Vincent Price. I know for a fact you're talking about the 50s one, because there's no way you're talking about that one. That one was bullshit and bad. As much as I say I don't like horror films, because I don't like films in general, I have seen a lot of horror films, and by the way, I've seen all three versions of House of Wax, including the Mystery of the House of the Wax Museum from the 30s, which is also really good. But she references the House of Wax, and I'm like, and I was looking at her face, you know, the face she took off. The face she took off is exactly, and I mean to a T, exactly how it looks in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. Exactly. Did my internet die? Can you guys hear me? Because my live stream cut out here. I may need to refresh the page. Can you guys hear me? Okay, you can? Okay. Good to know. Anyways. She literally, it looks exactly like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, because y'all know that Leatherface is supposed to be the housewife of the family. And she looks exactly like it. And I'm like, how is she not saying it's that one? Anyways. I was so bad at that. And that's when that's when a reference could have elevated her look. Like, it's really good regardless of it, but I'm like, how did she not say that? But yeah, anyways. House of Wax. I was like, that's bullshit. You know damn well you're not going for House of Wax. Is there a couple voodoo witches, or they were meant to be? I'm sure there's a few that were like, I'm gonna go for this voodoo look, and I'm like, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. I don't think like a voodoo priestess is exactly what people think it is, but yeah, we'll keep it moving. Anyways, we'll move on. Plastique. Oh, fuck this bitch for being so pretty. How dare she? Also, she said she looks like a sexy Playboy bunny, and I'm like, that's like saying ATM machine. Like, that just, being a Playboy bunny just implies that you're sexy. But she looks good. But I was also kind of like, isn't this a little obvious? Like, she could, like, it's just a little too specific where I really wanted someone just to put on mouse ears and a sexy dress and go, I'm a mouse, duh. Like, I would have been happy with that, literally, because some of these were really bad. But yeah. She's gorgeous and she's pretty and she's wearing those fucking sleeves. They're not even gloves. They're not gloves. They don't cover the fingers. They're just sleeves. But yeah, moving on. Her witch look, it's just another Maleficent. I mean, it's fine. It's pretty, but it's the same thing. It's safe. I don't think it's that gorgeous or glamorous or inventive. It's fine. And then this final one. So I tweeted about this. They said to Plastique, we love that you gave Monster and Sexy. They complimented Plastique for giving Monster in this look like a monster challenge. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, thank you so much, Kuni. Again, you're really generous tonight. What are your thoughts on Scarlett and Raja calling out Evie's behavior? When did they really call her out? I don't really... Well, I feel like Raja just said she smelled and that was basically it. I don't really think Raja really called her out that much. The way Raja lashed out, it was just not in her favor. Scarlett, on the other hand, is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, Evie has fought with someone every episode. There's no denying that. She is a common factor there. But yeah, this look, it's really good. It's a great look, but her performance on the runway, she may as well not even been a Grim Reaper, the Lady Death. She may not have been anything. She might as well have walked like she walked every other week. And that's like a big problem when she had that scythe and she didn't swing it once. Like, what the fuck? I mean, it probably would have looked weird with the bird on it though. But at the same time, swing, if you have a prop, you better swing it. A lot of Edie's fights are like, this doesn't need to happen, you know? And nothing's being said and nothing's being accomplished. At least with the Vixen, like, there was dialogue. With Evie, there's nothing. Moving on, Raja. This doesn't even look like a Halloween costume. This looks like a superhero, but like part of a group, and she's never the main focus. That's what Raja looks like right now. Or a one-off supervillain. Like, oh, she's a cat burglar kind of a thing. That's kind of it. Like, it's not, it's kind of the strap, it's the bodysuit. It's just too much and too little at the same time. I just don't see this being based on a Halloween costume. You know? This witch doesn't signify witch whatsoever to me. Like, I get the Wizard of Oz, but at the same time, like, there's like a difference between a sorceress, just a regular magic-wielding woman, and a witch. There's just something specific. There's some signifiers that you just need to have to convey that you're a witch, and she has none of it. Like, this is a good look. I like this look. I think it's cool. But I just don't see witch. I just don't see it. And it's, you know, you could give your interpretation, but you just have some signifiers. And if you're not going to look it, then play it on the runway. You have to play it on the runway. I'm not shocked Raja wasn't in the bottom because I don't think her looks were bad. I just don't think they fit. I think the people that were in the bottom deserve to be in the bottom. And lastly, the Bone Collector. Her explanation of this was dumb. I don't even know if the Bone Collector is an actual thing. I googled it. It looks like some kind of hunter thing. And it's whatever. But like the texture of those pants and the I guess vest or something. The texture kind of makes me love this outfit, even though I don't like the horns or the hair or the concept. There is a lot that I didn't like, but there's a lot I like to it. Like, I feel like it could have went somewhere that it didn't, but again, she's more monstrous than most. It's just a dumb concept that has no legs to stand on, in my opinion. And I was like, at first I thought she was going for like, oh, I'm like a skeleton. No, that's what she said. She said, I'm wearing this skeleton outfit. And that's not a skeleton. But yeah. I disagree, Laura. There is someone that I believe had 3 complete looks, but we'll get to them. And we got to her. She got Miguel. Scarlet. I'm gonna say it right now, and I know people are not gonna agree. Scarlet is the one queen in this entire runway that did the 3 looks correctly, in my opinion. And in my opinion, she should have won. I know people are not gonna agree. I think this is what needed to be done. She's a sexy pirate. That's what they asked for her. That's what she did. She did it well, in my opinion. She was holding a chain for some reason, a gold chain. I like the knife, but she had a gold chain for no reason. This is what I wanted. This is what should happen. And she did it correctly, in my opinion. Her witch. This is my favorite look of the night. Period. Outright. If you don't like this one, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you don't see witch, then I don't think you know what witches are. This is everything. And I think a lot of people are not feeling like don't want Scarlet to do well because they don't like Scarlet as a person. But at the same time, if she's doing well, you have to fucking give her props. This is good. This is such a good look. This is the best witch. Period. Like you cannot fight it. You can't fight it. She looks like a magical swamp lady. That's what we needed. You know? Her explanation was dumb. I'm a Fire Island witch. That was unnecessary. Didn't need that. But this is the look, in my opinion. I think she is the only one that did a witch nose, which is surprising. And then this. There are problems. There are problems. I see them. But I think it's a complete look. You know what the reference is, which is important for a reference. And it works. I wish it had a little bit more sense of being aquatic. I think the hands are the biggest problem. She should have worn gloves that looked more like webbed hands. Because I think the biggest signifier for the creature of the Black Lagoon is the webbed hands. You know, the one that snatches Homegirl from the surface of the water. But that's kind of the biggest problem, because I think that would have made it more more aquatic, which is the only problem here. Not the only problem, but a main problem. But God, I think this was the coolest one to see on the runway, especially with the fog. When they added the fog, that was the best, because it really looked monstrous. Without the fog, you saw the itsy bits. The Sharon Apocalypse look, in a way, I mean, it's just a very skin-tight, bald look. I don't really see much besides that for the Sharon Apocalypse look. Oh girl. We went from the best to the worst. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, Cooney. Oh, that's... So when she walked out, Sugarcane. When she walked out, I didn't know what she was. And then she explained herself, and I still didn't know what she was. This gives nothing. I thought she was a belly dancer, and I was like, oh, okay, that works. Or maybe I thought she was a genie. If she said she was a genie, I think I would have gone behind this look. But the second she said she was a treasure troll, I was like, where? Where is it? I don't see any treasure troll. It just is bad. And also the bodysuit is just not fitting correctly. There's good shading on it, but it's just not as tight as it should be. There were a lot of problems here. It's bad. It's probably the worst. Her witch. I love her witch. I love her Bloody Mary. I thought this was good. I wish the hair was a little bit more dirty because it looks pretty pristine and too clean in my opinion. But maybe it's to contrast with how dirty the rest of the outfit looks. I thought this was a good witch look. But I like this witch look. I think this was a good one. And she presented it really well. So I'm glad about that. And then her MILF look. Oh, God. If she was going to go with a devil, she should have went all out. She should have went Eevee, but instead of pink, it was red. There was just nothing to this look. It's like, I don't know where she was going. Like, you don't see any concept here. You just see like this priestess from Temple of Doom or whatever. Like, it's just bad. Low red, that's the perfect way to describe it. That is the actual perfect way to describe it. That's what it is. With Disaster Arena, you see a concept. This has nothing. There was nowhere to go. She was hoping that Cow Skull was gonna save her. It was not. It was not whatsoever. This was nothing. Plastic's old style. Oh, I did see that. I thought it was cool. It's real interesting to see like where she came from, and those are really impressive looks. I was really interested in those. Okay, moving on. Silky, her unicorn. It's blah. It's blah. I think it's a better interpretation of the challenge than most of the queens, but the actual execution of the outfit I do not like. It's fine. It's just not the best. Actually, no, it's worse than fine. It's that's where it is. It's not good. It's not good. This fucking look. This one's probably like, again, this is the kind of thing where like they want the reference to carry it, but if it doesn't look as good as the original, then it's not gonna work. You do not look like Eveline. And for the record, I hate the Wiz. I hate the Wiz. Actually, the only part of the Wiz I like is Eveline's song, Don't Bring Me No Bad News. That's like the only part of the Wiz I like. And I like Diana Ross's performance, but I don't like anyone else's performance. I don't like any part of the Wiz. I really don't. For the movie, I've never seen any of the stage play, but this, it's like, it's not as intricate as the dress. There's not as much stuff. There's no headpiece with the eye in it, which is such a eye-catching part. It's like it's terrible. It's so bad. Like, she should have done the nose. She should have done something. Like, people were like, the point of Eveline is that she has, you know, very exaggerated features, and Silky's wearing her same makeup. It was the same. Ever done the Tudor boot thing? I don't say Tudor boot. You know if I like it or dislike it. In European Japanese Super Mario Party, they call that. I don't know if they. I don't like that. Why did they do that? Stick with the pronoun. Anyways, her last look. I actually really like this dress. I think this dress is cute. Again, she threw on some horns and some blood to try to make it something. Like, I don't know why these big exaggerated horns. Go for small red ones. Try to look like a devil. And this chain in the skull, this is not giving you anything. There's no concept. It's like, what is she? She has horns, she's holding a skull, and she's in a red dress. That's the concept. There is no story. I know, yeah. If anything, this has shown a lot of people that they miss Dragula. Because even the worst looks in Dragula were better than this. Like, to be fair. Moving on to Vanessa. Is it fair for me to say that no one should wear angel wings on the runway after Courtney Act? Is that fair of me to say? Because I'm like, those aren't bad wings. I think that was your 5th time, Cooney. Let me see. I actually can't tell. It doesn't show me. Yes and no. It's just, if it reminds me of someone else's look, that can't be a good thing, right? That can't be a good thing if it's giving me someone else that has done this look better. I think that's right. And I think, like, overall it's a fine look. It's like, okay, she wanted a sexy angel, that's it. I didn't need her to say it was specifically Victoria's Secret, but, you know, that's what the wings are. It's just not my favorite. Are they Kahana's horns? Then goodbye. This look gave me no witch whatsoever. It's a pretty black dress. There's nothing witchy about it whatsoever. Period. She's not doing the challenge, so I don't like it. It's a good dress though. She looked good in it. And last look, this is the gravestone, I believe. If it ever loads. She explained this look, and she was like, this dead hooker bitch. I'm just like, can someone just say zombie? Why do people feel the need to skirt around the word zombie? It's just say the word zombie. Just say you're a zombie, you came out, you hit the headstone. Like, whatever. Just say it. But I feel like a lot of what Vanessa did this episode was they think they're gonna see something from me, but I'm gonna do something else. And that something else was worse. She outright said herself that, oh, I'm not gonna do the witch, the Party City witch. She's the one that said it. And then we're gonna look at Evie, and literally she does the Party City witch. It looks really good. It's just she. I don't know why so many queens tried to like think outside the box, but they don't have enough creativity to give something interesting. Oh, I did not know that. Ariel fell down more than with those shots. Then why didn't she rip off? That's why every queen rips off their skirt so they don't fall. But yeah, this was boring. I didn't like it. Moving on to Evie. This is funny. This is cute. She literally took an actual Halloween costume and put it on in drag. That is good. That's what the challenge is. Do that. It's funny. It's cute. Do it. That's what needed to be done. Yeah. I didn't get the little, like the actual children's size dinosaur head. I didn't get that. She should have had like a human head on her, but that was it. That was the only thing. Her heels are so funny. Yeah. And then this. Everyone was like, I'm not gonna go for the Party City. She literally did. And she made it. She made it correct. It looks good. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful she's looked all season. Is this like dinosaurs ate other dinosaurs though? I mean, that's fine, but that's it could have been. It would have been funnier if it was a human head. You like it? I like the entire thing. I think it looks really cool. The way she posed in it on the runway itself was everything. This is my favorite. This is not the best. This might be my favorite as she's looked period this season. Full on. I agree. I do think it's a lot because they want to be fuckable, but at the same time, I said it before, we live in a shape of water world. People will fuck a fish man. You could have just came out as a fish man. Yeah, but her final look, the voodoo doll. I think it would be harsh to say this is the worst look of the night. But it's like really fucking bad. This is terrible. Like really, really, really bad. Like there's no good part of this whatsoever. And for such build up, like all I wanted was burlap, you know? Like all I needed was a full bodysuit of burlap and I probably would have been good. Not worse than Suga's. You know, at least with Suga's I liked some of the elements. There's literally not one thing I like here. There's not one. I don't like a single thing here. It's just... It could have been great. It could have, but this was bad. This was bad, and this look alone makes it shocking that she was top 3. You know? Like, this look should have pegged her down to just pure safe. Because the first 2 were good, but then this one was... this was so bad. This was terrible. Like, I hate it. I hate it. There's just no... There's no recovery from this one. I mean, I'm gonna go back to her witch look because I hate that one so much. Yeah, she shouldn't have been high. In my opinion, Scarlett should have won. It should have been Scarlett, Brooklyn, and Plastique in the top. And who in the bottom? Why was Silky? Was Silky showcased or was she safe? I think she was safe. I can't remember who was in the bottom. Other than the 2 that lip synced. Yeah. I remember when Sharon Needles came into the workroom in literally a Party City witch outfit. Silky was low? Okay. Some people are saying Raja should have been the bottom. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think Raja was just safe. Yeah, it was. I mean, this was really disappointing episode. I was so excited because I really thought the Trump episode was going to be the worst. I really did not expect much from the Trump episode, and then it turned out to be pretty good and pretty enjoyable. But then this, but then I saw what this episode was going to be, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, this could be so good," and it was just a disappointment. Like, truly. Scarlett was the only one, in my opinion, that killed it. Brooklyn did pretty well, except for her final look. Plastique did pretty well, except for her witch look. And even her witch look wasn't bad. It was just predictable. And no more horns on the runway. If I see another horn, I swear to God, no more horns. Last season's ball was better. I mean, we had Aquaria though. I mean, that's not even a competition. I mean, people didn't even agree with me with the Aquaria. I remember that people were like, "Oh, what is that? That's not even a swimsuit." I'm like, try to like, come on. They're carrying Brooklyn. I don't think they're carrying Brooklyn. She didn't deserve to win, but Scarlett was full on. She should have been higher. Category is orange down the runway. I didn't see the preview for next episode, so I don't know what the next episode is. Oh, I need to talk about the lip sync. Ariel falling. She fell. She fell, but we had not had a fall like that before on Drag Race. That was something. That was a fall where she was going to fall on her ass, but she corrected herself and then fell forward. That was a splat. That was a full on the floor. It was something that was, we have not seen that. And I don't know why I don't actually like people falling. I really don't. I don't get joy in that. But I've not been the biggest fan of Ariel this entire season. And she seems like a perfectly lovely person. She just seemed perfectly lovely in the Roscoe's viewing party. But for me, she seemed pretty hard-headed that she couldn't see that she had some problems that need to be fixed. You know? Yeah, well, we might get a ball. No, we probably won't. I don't think there was a ball. Well, last season it was the twin challenge instead of another ball. Usually, like top 5, top 6 has another ball challenge. But we might get another multiple runway. I want executive realness again. You know, it's been a long time since we got an executive realness. It's been a minute. Can we talk about the song choice? What was the song called? The song was Whitney Houston. What was the song called? Can someone remind me? It's a good song. I can't remember it. I can't remember the title because it's not like one of my most listened to Whitney songs, but it's a pretty good song. I might just look it up myself because I have listened to it since, because that was I'm Your Baby Tonight. That's what it is. So that song, thank you. I was like perplexed because I was like, oh, you just saw I just full on opened up my stuff. Let me take off that. I'm at the balls where they have to make all the looks. They never had to do that. You know, they have always brought the executive one, and the first one wasn't always brought, but it was whatever. They never had to make it. In fact, I think in most of them, only the final look ever has to be made. And even in some cases, it didn't have to be made. You could have just worn a dress that you had. It's just the unconventional material is the only thing. You are lying to yourself if you think Ariel should have won that lip sync. Even if she hadn't fallen, she would have lost that lip sync. Did you see her dancing? Her dancing was terrible. What should I call the Volbeat I just caught? I'm not good with nicknames. I'm terrible with nicknames. I will literally name it random objects in my room. Anyways, I'm Your Baby Tonight. I was perplexed about that song choice, but like the more I listened to it, because I was like, if you're gonna do a monster one, do Disturbia. Like, do Disturbia by Rihanna. I mean, that's the most obvious choice ever. She literally says, I feel like a monster. Like, come on. That's like the most obvious song choice. But this song, there's just this really weird, creepy thing about this song. I don't know what it is. There's just this weird disconnect between the lyrics and the production. And I just don't know. I agree. I don't think any of the lip syncs have been... Do the monster mash. It was the mesh. It was the monster. That would have been something. I mean, they could have done literally Monster by Lady Gaga. I don't think Suga did that bad. I don't think she did great, but I don't think she did that bad. It was a performance. It was just she stood in the same spot, which doesn't always work well, but it was fine. I didn't think it was that bad. But also I am partial to Suga because I do like Suga. But she did it really bad this week. You know, really bad. Suga didn't do that, y'all are just mean. It's very that. I just think some people just want the most out of a lip sync, but you can't get the most. And we also know Suga wasn't the best, wasn't gonna give like the biggest performance considering what she did in the 6-way lip sync, which of course no one did amazing in that lip sync, but she definitely did almost the worst. Honestly, if Honey didn't jump off the stage, she probably would have went home. To be fair. Even though I don't think she should have been in the bottom in the first place. But you know, we just needed that twist, that good old twist. I love the Zaccaria picture. Oh, I didn't talk about the mini challenge. I thought A'keria should have won the mini challenge, but it doesn't matter. But like, I thought she did the best in the mini challenge. I thought she was the funniest. And I did like the mini challenges. Honestly, the mini challenges this season are kind of better than the main challenges. Ain't that some shit? We were like, oh, we never get mini challenges, and then I have seen Square Kirby. It's funny as hell. I thought that was good. Today's been annoying as hell, hasn't it? It's been super annoying to see fucking and thank you for the super chat, to see all these fucking April Fool's jokes. But Square Kirby I enjoyed. I thought that was cute. The other one was Steve Irwin's son. who's like a full-on like human adult person now, which is weird. He posted a video about how a Croc got loose and he went to wrangle it, but it was a Croc shoe, and I thought that was funny. That was like the only things I found funny this week. I mean today. Everything else I was like, I'm over it. I hate April Fool's Day. It's the worst. Vanjie is about to leave because she mainly uses her money to help her run. I mean, I don't think that's a reason for Vanjie to leave because she has money. I mean, if she does well, she does well. That shouldn't matter. The six-way, I mean, Plastique in the six-way lip sync was probably the best we had so far. I know, there's so many. I hate when a YouTuber that I watch and love makes a really terrible April Fool's video. Like, whenever I see someone go, oh, I'm quitting YouTube on April Fool's Day, I'm like, good. You deserve to go. How dare you? How dare you waste my time like this? I don't even click on the videos. I just go to this, leave the comment and leave. I don't even leave the comment. I just dislike the video and keep it pushing. I don't even do that because I am too lazy. Has she won a mini? She did win one of the mini challenge. She won the photo bomb mini challenge. If Steve has any chance of... Oh my god. I didn't think about that, but that might happen. That's the worst thought I've ever had. And I honestly was like thinking Minecraft Steve might actually make it into the game. Why did he make me think about this? How could you? Oh no, Kirby. Square Kirby's gonna be canon. Oh no. I need to reevaluate my life now. Suffer. Okay. Okay, anything else to talk about before I head out? So I think that's it. I don't really think there was any other like news since... Well, there was that like PlayStation Direct that happened, but that was bad. They didn't know what they were doing. It was boring. There was no personality. There were some interesting games, but that was bad. I'm just trying to look at like what's been happening. Let's talk about Scarlett's looks again. How much more can I say? They were the best thing and the only thing if I have anything to say on the matter. I have no interest in Persona. Scarlett was burgled. I said Scarlett was the best and the only best and deserved way more than what she got. Pick to win. I don't really have a pick to win. I do think Brooklyn is going to get very far, as I do think Eevee. I think Scarlett and Vanessa have the capability. If Nina starts pulling out looks now, I think there's just so much that can happen. Like I think at this point, pretty much anyone can fall in the bottom, because anyone that's gonna fall now is gonna fall hard. I think everyone's expecting someone like Raja to go home soon, or something along those lines, but anything can happen. I have no prediction. As you ask, at the same time you ask for a prediction. I think Nina needs looks just because, like, that's kind of what's causing her not. I mean, she did win once, but she probably could be doing much better in the competition if. I like Evie so far. I just don't think. I think a lot of fans are perceiving her doing better than what she is. And I also feel, though she is doing very well, I just think people are right now putting her at the top. What I think personally Brooklyn is doing the best. And she gets in fights with everyone. Jinx did win the show. That is true. That is true. But honestly, right now, I think Jinx's performances are outdoing Nina's. It's like Jinx, rewatching that season 5, Jinx was on some next level shit with her performances. Like, there was nary a competition when it came to her acting. Maybe Nina will be on that level, but she's done well, but I don't think she's done that well. Again, her Sarah Huckabee Sanders, though, that was good. That was good. I was into it. I was so into that. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there for this stream. I'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't know if we're gonna do it this early again. I will have to decide. My sleeping schedule's fucked up, so it's up in the air whether or not I fix it by then. But it is 2 weeks away, so we'll be fine. I don't know what the challenges are for next week or the week after, so that'll be fun to see. And yeah, I think we're done. Oh, follow me on Twitter, link in the description, and also I stream on Twitch. Oh, and also all my past Twitch streams are on the YouTube channel, so if you just go to my channel, you see all the past streams. There we go. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks, unless you head to the Twitch streams, which are always a good time. So bye guys.